Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing well. And today we're not on the bank unfortunately, but I am going to be getting a bait mix prepared for my next session, which is the biggest session that we've ever done, and which the video will be going out next weekend. So today I'm just going to be making a very simple but effective carp fishing bait mix. I'm just going to show you some of the other little bits and bobs of bait and stuff that I've got for that trip. Right guys, so as I said before, just a really super simple bait mix, but it is quite effective. I've used this with a lot of my fishing and I've had great success with it. So all you need is some Cell 10mm boilies. These are the smaller ones, as you can see there. I have got some bigger ones over here. These ones, which are 18mm, but these are going to be used mainly for hook baits. I mean, you can include some in here as well, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to crush the boilies up with my boilie crusher. So to be honest, you don't really need to waste the bigger ones, which you can easily use as hook baits, crushing them up, because at the end of the day when they're crushed up they're the same and they look the same as the small ones. So I've got the small ones. I can add some of these whole as well because they are quite small, and I'm going to crush some of those up. And the second ingredient of our bait mix is just these. It's really simple 5mm ISO fish response pellets there. I've bought loads of these in the past and I've always caught fish on them, done absolutely fantastic. These are my go-to pellets for bait mixes right there. So without further ado, let's get the bait mix started. Right guys, so I'm just going to start off with this really simple bucket. It's a Ridge Monkey bucket, I think, but you can get loads of different buckets. I've got hundreds of green buckets lying about the garage. But so I'm going to start off with the pellets probably. So I'm going to add the whole bag of pellets because we are going for a 36-hour session. So I'm going to add this whole bag of ISO fish pellets. There you go. And in that bucket there, it doesn't look like there's much, to be honest, does it? It doesn't look like much, but I'm sure it won't last very long on the bank. But you can always give it a top up. I'll be taking a bag or two extras with me just in case I need to top up. And then all I'm going to do with these is I'm going to add a couple of handfuls of whole boilies in, and then I'm going to get my boilie crusher and crush a few up as well. So let's just add some handfuls in. So literally just like a couple of little handfuls of whole boilies there. There we go. Just to get the fish munching about the bottom and stuff. And then I'm going to crush some up right now. And then I'm going to crush some up. All I've got, I'll just show you now, is a simple black little boilie crusher. I have got an electric one somewhere, but it's run out of battery, and to be honest, I do prefer this. Like, the electric one is handy, but I like this one. You can just crush it up, it's a lot quicker as well. So I'm just going to use this black one here. I think it's an NGT one. You can get them pretty cheap off Amazon or your local tackle shop. So all I'm going to do is just drop them all on the floor. By the looks of it, is just put a few in there, because these are smaller. You can fit a few more in here. Don't overfill it though, otherwise they'll all get stuck and squashed together. And that's all you do, is literally just like crush them up like that. And depending on how fine you want your boilie crumb, so whether you want them really fine like dust, then you'd like crush it for a long time, or if you want them a little bit bigger pieces, like maybe in halves or quarters or little bigger chunks, then you do it for less time. So I've done it for a few seconds there, so they'll be about medium size. So that's probably the right size I want. And you just tip those in. And what you do by crushing them up like this as well is you also release all of that attraction and flavouring inside of those boilies. So then when you chuck them out in your spod mix or with your spod bum or whatnot, or catapulting, then it releases all of that flavours into water and hopefully attracts all of the fish. Let's get crushing. So looking at that now, that is looking quite good. We've still got quite a bit of boilies. There's probably half the bag or a quarter of the bag left. But one thing I do look for when I'm making my bait mixes, and this is a good tip, do not put too many boilies in. What I look for is half-half, or about half-half, because you don't want like too many boilies and too many boilie crumbs compared to how many pellets you've got, because if you put too many boilies in, then there won't be enough pellets and the fish won't see the pellets or eat the pellets as much, and they'll get too full up on the boilies. So I just roll my sleeves up a bit and I'll just give this a mix and see how it looks. So that's looking quite good there, actually. As you can see there, super simple. All you've got is just some fine crumbs and some bigger whole boilies and some bigger crumbs. Looking at that, it is... I'd probably do a few more crushes of the boilies, a few more handfuls. But looking at that, I mean, it doesn't look too bad. But like I said, if you're saving your boilies for hook baits or something, or you're using the 18 mils, I wouldn't use too many. But I will do a few more handfuls and see how that looks. So, right guys, there we go. Added myself a few more boilies in there, crushed up ones as well. And now it's more of a 50-50 with the pellets, and obviously you're never going to get that exact, but kind of judge it as you're doing it as well, because I thought I'd use all the bag of boilies, but I did leave a few in the bag, so kind of judge it as you're doing it. But I just thought I'd share with you my favourite carp bait mix, because it's just so simple, relatively cheap. I think all the ingredients is about less than 20 quid altogether. I think it's like £7 for the pellets and £7 for the boilies, so you know it's never going to be too expensive, and that'd last you a long session. I might give that a top up when on there, because we're going for 36 hours, like two full days and a night, so I'm probably going to need a little bit more than that. But if that'll do you more than enough for a full day session, or even like a 12-hour session or 24-hour session, probably you'd get away with that. But yeah. But if you do want to check out the video of me using this and that 36-hour session that I'm talking about, this video is going out on a Sunday, and it'll be next Sunday that that video is going to be going out. And because currently now I am actually on that session, and when this video goes out, I will be on that fishing session, hopefully catching myself a 20-pounder. But yeah, stay tuned for that one, guys. But yeah, I'm going to now show you some of the bait that I've picked up and some of the tackle items I got from the bait shop the other day, specifically for this session. Right guys, so the first thing that I picked up from the bait shop was just these. They're the exact same boilies as the ones I did in the bait mix before, but these 18 mil instead of the 10 mil. As you can see, a lot bigger there. But I'm going to mainly use these for hook baits, and if I do run out of bait mix, I might add a couple of handfuls of those in. But yeah, they're mainly for hook baits if I need them, or just to throw out or spot out a handful every now and then. So always I need to pick up a bag of these for a long session as well. Second thing I got was some of this, actually, which is inside of my tackle drawer. This is just Corda Dark Matter Weed Green colour putty for when you're using pop-ups, just to keep those pop-ups kind of like lower to the ground without sitting too high up. There you go. Really simple that is. But one thing I would say about this is it is quite expensive. It does last a long time, to be fair, but about £10 for that small tub there. So definitely only buy one of those when you really need one, I would say. And we really did need one, so that's why I got it. Next up, I got this massive tub of hemp seed. I used this last time and it seemed to do all right. It's more natural, obviously, as it says there in massive letters, natural. But this is like a natural food like the fish would normally find on the bottom of the lake bed when they're like scurrying around and scavenging for food. This is what they would find on the lake bed. Next up, I have got these, which are PVA mesh refills. These are the Advanta ones, Angling Direct's own brand. I love the Angling Direct own brand stuff. It's like exactly the same pretty much, or a lot of it is exactly the same as the other stuff that you can get, the branded stuff, like Corda, Nash and all that. But it is like half the price, and you wouldn't really tell the difference really, especially with things like PVA bags as well. But yeah, I always get those because I always keep the plastic tub for it, and then you can just reuse that and just get the refills for it, which is like half the price. So just thought they're pretty handy to get. I'll probably use all of those when we go, because we're going for quite a long session. Right guys, so the last thing that I got from the bait shop were these. Two different size bank sticks there. One bigger one, one smaller one. And what you do is I prefer to just put them like obviously apart, and then I prefer the different size because you get the tip of the rod in the water, so there's no like line going across the surface, or the ducks don't get caught on the line and stuff. These are just tracker ones, I think, about £10 each. Decent price, and I only got them because the last ones I got, the end of them, that spiky bit at the end just fell off because like the place we're fishing, it had like, you basically like hammering them into rocks, and I pulled it out and half of the bottom had fallen off, so I decided to get myself a couple more. So yeah, that's what I got. That's all the stuff I got from the bait shop. Well guys, that is the end of today's video. I really do hope that you've enjoyed. And if you have found this video useful and enjoyable, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It helps me out an absolute ton. Thank you very much guys. And I do really appreciate you watching till the end of the video. Stay tuned for next weekend for that big session I was talking about. I'm so excited for that. I'm literally in my garage all week this week, just getting all my stuff ready, getting everything prepared to go. So definitely stay tuned for that. But like I said, that is all for today's video. I really do hope you found that enjoyable and useful. Tight lines and keep on fishing.